All right, welcome back, YouTube. In today's video, I'm going to take a deeper dive into pretty much what shorts are and the effect that they've been having on Dogecoin. I made a post today on Twitter pretty much stating that I believe Doge is one of the most, certainly the most manipulated crypto I've ever seen, but definitely, I believe possibly even in history, this is mass manipulation that pretty much I've been seeing from a coin, and I wanted to break down what shorts are exactly and what the pattern that I'm seeing with Dogecoin and why this is a little bit different compared to how coins and stocks are typically shorted. And this is none other than pretty much, I believe, a lot of the big wigs, a lot of the people who have publicly come forward and said that they're going to short Dogecoin. This is pretty much just, I believe, all these entities that work just because Doge is the opposite from their chosen platforms. So just let me know if you can hear me. I'll put it in the chat and then I'm going to jump right in. Yes, we're going to go over, we're just going to break down what a short is specifically, and then we're going to pretty much compare it to Doge and what the patterns that I'm seeing. So a short is typically when a person or even an institution in this case, like you can certainly have hedge funds do it, they pretty much borrow a share from a brokerage and immediately sell it. And where the profit comes in is if they sell it, typically the goal is for the asset to depreciate, and they can pretty much, because when you short anything really in the market, you're a guaranteed buyer at some point, right? Because it's not your asset that you're technically selling immediately. You're borrowing it from the brokerage, so that you're pretty much taking someone else's property, borrowing it, and then selling it into the market, creating negative pressure, hoping to capitalize off of the spread between when you executed that sell order and then, of course, the price falling for when you have to buy and return it. And everything that you keep in between is profit. If you follow that, you're probably saying to yourself, okay, that's a bunch of crap. How is that even legal? It I can literally go probably 2 hours on like the ins and outs of shorts, but you can have hedge funds do it who can like front run orders, and you have hedge funds who are also the market makers and who have direct partnerships to brokerages, or they own the brokerage outright. They're also warehousing the stocks. It's just a whole, I'll just say, cluster of scandal and just ways of manipulation that they can control or manipulate the direction of an asset. But in a nutshell, that's what shorting is. And what we've seen here over the past year, I'd probably say since right before May of last year, with shorts and with people coming forward saying, okay, they're going to short Doge, they don't like it for whatever reason, is we're seeing the suppression of Doge pretty much artificially. Typically, yes, even if it's a stock in the stock market, typically when you have something in this price range, it'll be considered a penny stock. So yes, typically there is some manipulation there. People usually like pump and dump like penny stocks just because the entry is cheap and they can get a lot of coins or a lot of stocks for their money. But normally, when you short a position or you short a stock, you're not shorting it typically as soon as momentum hits into the asset. So in this case, Dogecoin. So as soon as momentum picks up into the coin, typically there's no incentive to immediately short it. That actually goes against your interest. What the easiest way that you short and make money quickly, if your intentions are just to short, are to allow the coin to run, wait until you see a break or some liquidity coming in. And typically you can cause panic by then buying into the asset and then selling immediately and trying to start that downward trend to get that domino effect. It's easier if your intentions are just to short. It's easier to allow Dogecoin to run to, let's say, 25, 30 cents, whatever the case may be, and allow traders and stuff like that who are naturally going to start taking profit and start capitalizing off of that downward pressure, then start shorting it and creating that panic and allow it to consolidate and you make money down. That's typically how people short assets. But what we're seeing here with Dogecoin, I'm going to pull it up here in the chart, is something a little different. Because what we're seeing here, if you look at any of the spikes, and I've covered them recently, like the asset runs, the Tesla merch announcement, the pretty much just the market pumping in general, these spikes that we're seeing here, these are countermeasures who the shorting literally started in the middle of the, not even in the middle, really, like it was literally, Doge was just on a breakout and the shorts came in immediately to try and, in this case, again, because it pretty much de-incentivizes what actually shorting is, unless you are simply trying to kill the momentum, which I believe this is the case. As soon as there's momentum building in Dogecoin, the shorts come in and start combating the upward pressure to try and kill the momentum. That is a different alternative when it comes down to just saying, I want to short an asset simply to collect the spread to make money. That is that goes against your interest. This is a different strategy of what we're seeing here. This is why I say it's the most manipulated coin in history, because this is not shorting for the sake of simply turning a profit. This is shorting, in my opinion, to pretty much kill the coin, to kill the momentum, and to keep the price down. Otherwise, it does not make sense to short a coin so soon as there's momentum. Because if Doge spikes up right now, let's say it goes to 17 cents, 18 cents, and starts having that run to around 20 cents. There's no incentives to start shorting the coin immediately at 17, 18 cents while it's running to collect the spread. You can simply wait for the coin to consolidate, because it will. And again, wait till traders take profit. This is standard procedure. Wait till the traders take profit, the coin kind of cools off. And at that point, you come in, you hit it hard and try and get some of that downward momentum, and you capitalize off of the spread and people taking profits. And it's easier to collect profits there because people have typically made gains at that point and they're okay with selling, and FOMO, and that's not FOMO, but fear can kick in and they'll say, okay, well, I'm going to take profits and buy back in later. It's much easier to make money. That is typically the way you would short something. But again, this is different. This is what we're seeing with Doge is completely different. This is simply something to take it out of the running. And this is something that we have to be aware of in the community. We have to know how shorts work and kind of keep an eye on the manipulation that's in the market and say that, okay, well, if we are seeing countermeasures to the bull runs and stuff like that, we know that A, Doge is undervalued. We know that we know that it's not consolidated at its equilibrium. It's nowhere near like its natural resting place right now on these in this cycle. And we have to know that, okay, well, the upward momentum is a threat to the people who have shorted the position and who are continuously shorting it. Because the difference between, like, when you're in the market, if you do like a put and a short, the difference, yes, both of them are you capitalizing off of negative momentum or a depreciating asset. But the difference is a short, you're a guaranteed buyer. Ask the people who shorted Tesla what happened when Tesla kept going up, and when they could no longer keep the downward momentum and control it for the trajectory of Tesla. Ask them what happened. They lost a fortune, and I don't have to tell you about all the different, quote unquote meme stocks over the last year. When you can't control the asset anymore, you lose control, you get literally wiped out. And as the people who have shorted Doge heavily in the teens, when we start getting some of these major catalysts and this utility in the coin, and the pressure is really building and it's starting to they're having to spend more and more money to suppress the price. It's going to be a fight there. Let me go back to the chart here, because on their next run, because right now we're pretty much building, and I like this sideways trajectory here, because pretty much we're building a new floor at around like 14, let's say 14.2 to 14.5 here. We're bouncing off of the 21-day moving average and literally just building up a support level here. Our next test is going to be, we're pretty much consolidating, getting ready for the run to go test at 20 cents. And we've known pretty much over the last two runs that 21 to 23 cent mark, they are terrified of that. So this is this is literally the first battleground when it comes down to the climb on the next run, and the next bull market, the next start of the cycle. This is the climb. This is the battleground that's being laid out. the shorts are pretty much at that point, they're going to have to spend a fortune to try and get it back down. So this is why you see the aggressiveness that you see when there's a spike or there's like a catalyst coming out, and you see the price of Dogecoin spike, and then you see prematurely under normal circumstances, you'll see short spike immediately as well. That is the motivation behind it. It's to pretty much kill the coin. This is not about profit, and I just want to be clear about that in this video. This is not strictly about them making profit off of Dogecoin or simply just trying to raise capital and stuff like that. This is much, much deeper than that. Otherwise, they would still short, because shorts exist on most assets, but I can tell by how they're shorting that this doesn't make sense. So, utility and these catalysts and stuff like that, this is building pressure. And as you can see, we broke the downward trend, and Doge is literally fighting on the 21-day moving average, which is very bullish, short-term bullish, and building up that support. So this is why I made the video the other day saying Dogecoin fights back. This is pretty much laying out the battleground for what we're going to have for like the next breakout. And again, we see that when shorts back off, we have a more natural price movement for Dogecoin. Dogecoin is allowed to move more freely, and we don't have a situation where Dogecoin goes up, a tenth of a penny, and the market, jumps up 3% or something like that. We see Dogecoin actually rising with the market. So that is a natural reaction when shorts back off. So that's kind of like a validation if you have any questions about shorts. So I wanted to clear that up as far as what shorts are and the role that shorts are playing with Dogecoin. So do me a favor, if, because I know there's a lot of confusion like around shorts, and if people had questions to kind of like explain how shorts work and the effects on Dogecoin. So that's why I wanted to make a video specifically for that. So if you have someone who is a little fuzzy around that topic, feel free to share this video with them. That's why I'm not going to make it too long. So I want to make it in a consumable size. So feel free to share this video with them so they can get a better understanding of shorts in general and how they're working specifically in Dogecoin. Also, like the video, share the video with a friend. Check out BlockFi. I have a link in the description for them. Let me know in the comment section if you have any questions. I'm not going to keep it in the chat because I'll just make the video longer, but just let me know in the comment section and I will get back to as many of you as possible. All right. Thank you guys. Have a good night.